welcome to the Rap Match Podcast, the automotive podcast where we're constantly switching cast members. Everybody welcome Kyle to the podcast.
Hi.
Kyle is the newest member of the Rev Match crew. We've been hanging out with him for a while. Obviously, we don't shut the fuck up about his car because it's sick. If you guys saw a little teaser of our Mare Island shoot, you saw him unfucking the GTI when we got there.
That check engine light came back on, by the way.
Yeah, it do that. It's got for until tomorrow.
It's got rod knock.
Yeah. Do you have like an appointment set? Is there like an appointment set for like when you guys meet up with these like the check engine lights, or like is it like just like keep it spontaneous?
Oh, Timmy and Kyle are Volkswagen guys now.
That's right. We got two badges in the group now.
Hey, my motor is Audi built, just Volkswagen owned.
Isn't it a Tiguan engine too? Like, isn't
the A4 is a Tiguan engine.
Oh, okay. Also, is Timmy's video frozen for anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Turn your video on and off real quick, Timmy. Oh, or you just.
He is mad.
Hey.
Yeah, that.
All right. So, yeah, for everybody who doesn't know Kyle, which is probably most people that listen to this or whatever.
There's not gonna be able to listen to this.
Yeah, we're getting there, bro. Why you gotta be so negative about it, dude?
I love it though, man.
We have
I love
hella
it.
people, like 10 right now.
Hella people.
Yeah, no, it's okay,
All the
dude.
moms.
We're
All the
working.
moms.
All of our moms, except for mine, because nobody knows where she is.
You got a mom?
Right? What is that like? Is that weird?
Hey, wait, back to Kyle. We're talking about
Back-
Kyle because Kyle's gotta get introduced here.
Kyle does it. Yeah. So this episode's mostly gonna be we're gonna make Kyle talk about himself. Which
wait, before we start, what's everyone drinking?
Ooh.
I just put down a double shot of Knob Creek Rye, 100 proof, and I'm drinking. You can't see it, but it's a some hazy from Device in Sacramento. I like to drink my local beers. You know how we do.
Support that local.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Kyle? What you got in there? What you got in that thing?
Actually, the only alcohol I have in the house. Bottle of wine.
Ooh.
Is that what happens when you drive German cars? You have to like show everybody up with your fancy grown-up drinks.
I do
What's the
like
other one?
wine.
Was that Menage A Trois?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
know
don't even know
that.
what that means, Chris.
Huh?
You don't even know what that means.
It's French for I got a V8.
Ooh.
I
Yo,
wonder if he knows the real meaning.
that like, but like, even if he just left
that
it
was
there,
great.
that was a pretty sick comeback.
Okay, when we release this, like the caption on Instagram has to be
Chris
"It's
doesn't
French
know."
for I gotta be.
It's French for a V8.
That's the name of the episode. Menage A Trois is
Hell
French
yeah,
for I gotta
right
be
there.
it.
Yeah.
Fucking
Right there.
sold it. Oh my
Oh
god.
gosh. All right, so Kyle's drinking wine. Kid, what are you drinking?
Tequila.
What kind of tequila?
Casa Dragones. It's like the House of the Dragons.
Okay.
So does that make you the mother of dragons? Also, Mike, can you move your mic just like a quarter inch away from your face?
No.
Perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly what I needed. Thank you so much.
Enter you breathe in.
No, it's just Mike gets real peaky, and I spend 30 minutes making his voice not sound like this on the recording. So it's
Yeah,
It's
you
like
have to-
fucking
you have
Chris
to use
using
microphone.
3 hours for Kyle's cars.
So,
Timmy, what are
dude.
you drinking?
so
I am drinking. I took a shot of Grey Goose in my beautiful Rogue One Star Wars shot glass.
Sick.
Hey.
And I got this Red Trolley Ale from Carl Strauss.
I've had that
Brewery.
before. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's solid or what?
Is it a what?
Is that good or what?
Yeah, it tastes great. It's really smooth.
It's just a real. It's like a 5.5%, right? Like nothing crazy. You can just sit.
5.8.
Yeah, you can just sit there and just chill
Not
and
bad.
drank them.
I like reds. Reds
Red-
and pale are smooth. They're nice to drink.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Fair enough.
And if the world wants to know what I'm drinking, I got Smoking Deal on some 10-year aged bullet bourbon.
Ooh, that's the good too. That's my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like legit, like the good.
Mm-hmm. I just
It's
killed a
on here.
bottle of that
Solid.
stuff, dude.
I got it for 27
Damn.
Donde?
$27? What the hell?
on sale. It was over at Bel Air by my house, and then
I guess I know where I'm going after the podcast. All right.
I got a little hazy going,
Well,
I don't want to make this podcast an alcoholic podcast, but like I went to Costco for like the first time in like 5 years last week with Lauren, and I mean, I could spend a lot of money on alcohol and have it for a long time.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of alcohol at Costco.
Dude, Costco,
$50 for like a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what
Tim,
messed
we
me
all
up?
know you just try to drink that at night. Come on, bro. We all know you would try.
I totally would. I really would.
Timmy's the
Let me,
all. What's up?
hey,
What was it? Tequila
let me
funk?
be right back.
Da-na-na-na-na.
I'm gonna go unlock my front
My-
door, so the garage door is not open.
Oh,
Gotcha,
word.
See, my
What was that
problem
tequila
is
song?
like I don't get
Da-na-na-na-na.
hangovers, so I can just like drink and like, oh, you got a hangover in the morning? I'm gonna go home and take another shot.
It's the worst. You
Dude,
know
I
what's
can
up about
feel, like-
Costco alcohol? For real, this really, really, really messed me up. Kirkland brand bourbon, right? That's a bottle of bourbon, right? If you've noticed, the bottle is the exact same shape as the Knob Creek bottle. It's
Yeah,
because it's distilled in the exact same place. It's just distilled for 7 years instead of 9.
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
a
you
little
know
bit
that.
rougher on the back end, but like it's the same.
Dude,
I mean, it's
not
the
that
same
bad.
with like Grey Goose. Kirkland distills in the same
Yep.
factory as Grey Goose,
Mhm.
and I mean, it's not as good, but $25 for a twice the size bottle of Grey Goose.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Especially if you don't
That was
drink
the
it straight.
vodka I was thinking of.
Yeah, if you don't drink it straight, like who gives a shit, right? Like I only spend good money on the stuff I drink straight because otherwise it sucks. But like if I'm gonna mix it with something, it's all good. It's all good.
For sure.
I think out of all the alcohols, tequila does not give me a hangover.
Oh.
You're alone on that one,
Yeah.
Complete opposite.
Really?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm with
Yeah,
him.
like, yeah,
Timmy's
whoa.
with me.
Whoa.
Timmy's
I'm
with
with
me.
him.
That's the
Timmy's
first
with me.
time anybody's ever been happy to say the phrase "Timmy's with me."
I almost lost that.
Timmy gets it.
Oh, that's
Timmy gets it, dude. He gets it.
Hey. Fuck Timmy 2020.
Always.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Yeah.
Timmy, tell
Cash-
everyone
cash
how much you
proud.
spent on rear brakes. Tell everyone how much you spent on rear
Oh,
Dude,
brakes.
this
fine.
is stupid.
Okay,
I'm
hold
so
on.
Hey,
mad
you drive
about
the
this.
most expensive car out of the
Loney.
group.
Well,
We lost Timmy's audio. Timmy, we lost your audio.
Wait.
No, you didn't lose my audio. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm talking to my wife on the phone right now. So,
Uh,
Oh.
give me what was
Hang
your
up on
question,
her.
Christopher?
How
Hang
much
up
did you
on her.
spend on your brakes?
hang up on
How
her.
much you spend on your brakes?
Oh, I spent $265 parts and labor on my brakes.
fuck you.
I
He
hate
drives
you.
an S4.
I
hate
drive
you.
a $60,000 car and I spent less than $300 on my brakes.
I just found out that the cheapest I can get my front rotors for is $467 for the pair of rotors.
Is
OEM
that
is
factory?
no, that's factory adjacent. The OEM is
That
900.
just leaves a
A
salty taste.
rotor?
Mm-hmm. They're 6-pot Brembos. They're drilled from the factory.
$900 per rotor.
No, for the pair.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
what the?
They're that expensive. And my brother also told me that he doesn't ever want to work on a pair of Brembos again because they're a pain in the ass.
They're
Yeah,
easy to
really,
change
I heard
pads
that.
on, but like other than that, they're a giant.
Because Kyle does it all day long.
No,
For
let's.
anybody
Hey,
who
this is a good segue. This is a good segue into back to who Kyle is and why we have him on the
Yeah.
show.
So,
Kyle?
So run it back
I'm
up,
just-
Kyle.
I'm here to drink.
Yeah, you and everybody else, brethren.
Hell yeah.
Listen, we all had to do the episode where we had to talk about ourselves. You missed it,
Yeah.
so now we're catching up.
Oh.
Win now.
This
Gone.
is on me now.
Yeah.
On you,
Kyle,
Kyle.
I
What do you want-
fixed
what do you
engine
know?
lights on the fly.
Tell us who you are, what you do, what you drive, what you've done to it, what kind of driving you like to do, all that good shit.
So I'm Kyle. I drive a 2016 VW GTI. That's got a little bit of a bigger turbo on it. It's like a hybrid turbo. Makes about 460-ish wheel. Not like 500 like Timmy was saying. It's almost there. All 91. So, yeah, that's I don't know what else. you want me to say.
So you drive
I
the
got
GTI.
you.
You use through your
Oh, God.
460. What are future plans for the GTI?
Multi-port injection, and then full E85. I actually have. I don't know if you, it's buried. I have another motor just in case over there
I mean,
somewhere.
we know you're going through your fuel pump already, so yeah.
Yeah, we do know that you've maxed out your fuel pump officially, apparently.
Yeah,
So.
it's yeah. I started getting the light for a low flow on the low side.
Look at
So
this
it's
before
probably
and
about
after shot.
time.
That's awesome.
It's
And I
probably
gotta
it's
say, like,
probably
I went for my first ever ride in it last week, and I mean, the thing feels great. I mean, that's the thing about German cars. Like, it's such a
Oh,
linear power band.
here
Like,
we fucking go. Here we
Wait.
go.
Wait, Alex, go up.
Wow, which one?
Go back.
Oh, I fucking hate Instagram on the computer. Jesus Christ.
Oh, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up, go up.
Right there in the middle.
I took that.
In the middle.
I took
In
that.
the
This
middle.
one right here? Oh, okay.
Down,
So
no,
now
no, down. Go down. No,
Down
not
one.
that one. No,
That one in the middle.
that one too. I took that one.
yeah.
this one right here.
Oh,
There we
Oh, dude, I love that
So
shot.
fat.
I love that shot.
So fat.
Love that shot.
I'm partial to
fair
this one,
shit.
dude. I like
That is
this.
a nice shot too.
Oh yeah, of
That was
course.
so random how we found that spot.
It was random.
I'm like the only one who doesn't like. Well, me and Timmy. Oh, never mind. I guess I want to be in the garage crew. I want to be in the like fucking. Here's my fucking baby, like chilling in my garage recording my podcast crew. Except,
Dude, your garage is sick. What are you doing?
thanks, man.
Seriously.
yeah, I like
I
your
mean,
ride.
you do have a badass garage, and you
Thanks,
can
guys.
really
Yeah.
set something up pretty easy.
Appreciate
He's got
that.
a TV in his garage. I don't have a TV in my garage.
Tell me that shit doesn't
Okay.
slap though. That shit was.
Hey, hey, but you know, because you have a TV, now I gotta get a TV because like now I'm like jealous of the TV in the garage.
Yeah.
So, it's like,
Big Wang gang
Yeah.
over here. Fuck.
yeah.
It was the dude. It was the best $400 total I've ever spent. Like that's with the mount and the TV and the whole fucking 9 yards. And it's yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's a
I mean,
Roku. They're
technically,
bullshit.
but-
They're fucking. I got it on Amazon. It's friggin'.
Dude, my game room TV, I got a 55-inch Vizio on the wall that I've had for 7-8 years now. It's on its last leg, but whatever. But I have a Roku hook to it, and dude, like that's the best thing in the world. Like, cause we have Comcast, and Comcast has a beta stream app, so
Uh-huh.
I can stream anything from Comcast on the TV whenever the hell I want to.
Well, Kyle will attest to this when he helped me put in all the suspension on my car. We were watching a Fast and the Furious marathon working on my car.
Yeah, we
which
were.
I don't think
That's so
there's
cool.
anything
Yeah,
more
we-
fucking apropos than watching
How
Fast and the
lucky.
Furious working on an STI. I'm just saying.
So
I
Kyle,
would
we
have
were
to
talking
put on
about
that
your
when I
car,
work
and we were
on
talking about how obviously new fuel pumps come in. You're talking about E85. So what
Yep.
do you have an overall goal? Like what like my goal for my STI, 400 horsepower, reliability, canyon runner. I'm gonna be
Right.
on someone's booty. I'm trying to keep up with Tim and Chris here because you know
Same.
they got deep pockets. What is your what is your ultimate goal?
I
With
got you.
Excuse
God.
me.
Timmy drives the
Excuse
least.
me,
Shut
sir.
up.
Timmy
Hey,
drives the
kid,
least.
you're on an R. Your laptop's on an R1. You're sitting next to your Camaro. You got an El Camino right there.
I want,
Shut up.
yeah, let's like, before everybody like gives me shit about having a fucking TV in my garage, Chris has his laptop propped up on a $15,000 motorcycle right now. So like,
That
get
he has a
fucked.
big mouth on.
Oh,
What do you
Oh,
mean?
hey girl.
What motorcycle? What do you mean?
Yeah, shut up. It's right there.
There's a plant right there.
What kind of plant?
d-
What kind of
let,
plant?
the, let the haters
What kind of
hate,
plant,
homie.
Chris?
Ficus. It's a ficus.
Ficus.
The tailgate
Ficus.
of that 2019 Porsche Macan right there.
What?
Let's not go back to.
Where-
Let's stop talking
Sorry,
about
sorry,
Chris's mom.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
This is
Let's not
Mom.
backpedal. Let's not backpedal.
So,
My dad's
Yeah,
got an M5. Big deal.
We're gonna get to that actually. Anyway,
You have
go
an
ahead.
ad?
We are.
What is that like?
I don't know. It's in Colorado.
Your dad? Why'd you call him it?
It, what?
That's
Nothing.
awkward.
Fucking with you.
All right, whatever.
Back to
Hey,
Kyle. Back to Kyle. Back
talk
to Kyle.
about
Back to Kyle.
Kyle's
Okay,
car.
so
Shut up, Tim.
future plans would be to install my rear pads and rotors. One, that actually I'm sitting my computer on my rotors.
Excuse me.
Obviously, bigger fuel pump. I needed bigger fuel pump driver module, multi-port injection. So basically, my overall goal will be built motor, and if I can get around 550 to closer to 600, I'll be happy. Like
Jesus, bro.
that'd be legit.
Okay, and so when you say built motor for a Volkswagen, like a built motor
Yep.
for a Subaru, forged internals, all that stuff, is that the same thing for a Volkswagen?
Uh,
or is it a
so
little
basically, I mean, it's it's got a forged crank already. So I'll be doing bearings, rods, pistons, valve springs. If I want to go and get more in depth, I can obviously lap the valves, make them bigger, make because the head is integrated. I don't have an actual exhaust manifold.
Pleb.
It's just
Okay.
turbo onto the head, and that's it. So to make more airflow, I'll have to obviously hone everything out, or whatever they call
Poured it
it.
all out.
So yeah,
And
poured
you're
it all
doing
out.
it all yourself, right?
That
Everything that I've been doing up to this point has all been myself. So if I'm gonna be building my motor, I'm gonna do everything myself as carefully as I can. So it'll be the first time I've ever actually built a race motor or a built block.
Nice.
I've done old 350s and but that's all stock stuff. So
So are you gonna
my first
try
time.
and machine the head yourself?
No, there would be no machining. I'm not doing any machining, so I'm
Okay.
not doing any porting.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
only
gonna say.
doing valve springs, valve seats, stock valves, rods, pistons, and it's basically it. And then putting R&R, and then swapping everything over, and
Yeah.
that's all I got to do. So, and the company claims that it'll hold up, anywhere depending on the build, so 6 to 1,000 horsepower. So, if
What the
I'm gonna build it
fuck?
for 1,000 horsepower. Though I'll never see 1,000 horsepower,
Jesus.
but
I need a minute. Hold
I
up.
never said
Wait a
Hold
minute.
up. Hold up.
Wait. So Kyle, would you?
Hold up. You can get 1,000 horsepower out of
out of a four-cylinder.
it's. Well, I know you can get 1,000 horsepower out of it, but that's like a cent. That's like we're talking stock block four banger.
You
Obviously,
would
the
have to
No,
rotating is
that's no, no, 1,000 horsepower out of a built block.
okay. No, no. I mean,
Which, yeah,
I know
you
you're
have,
doing the rotating assembly, but I'm saying like you're not running like a billet block. Like you're not running like a full
Oh, right. Yeah. So stock, short block, stock head. Um,
stock.
you know,
Fuck this shit.
yeah.
But we
If
bought
I
the
can
wrong.
get,
Welcome to the Rev Match Podcast. Where we find out that buying an STI is the wrong car. Just the
Yeah,
yeah,
wrong.
apparently.
Well,
I was in a
well,
Volkswagen.
Everybody go buy a golf cart. Fuck everything we've said in the last 5 episodes. Go buy a
I
golf
have
cart.
to say-
Audi
B-dub all day
S4.
long. All fucking day long. B-dub.
there's
Just-
nobody's actually gotten past, I want to say, 600 horsepower on a GTI or a Golf R.
Mhm.
But once you start stepping up to the RS3 of the 5 cylinders, there's
We
guys
already
making
know. Yeah.
1,200
Yeah.
horsepower.
If
Yeah.
anybody's listened to the last 4 episodes, you know how we stroke each other off about who's going to be the first one with an RS3 or a TTRS, because I know Kyle wants a TTRS. Yeah. I want an RS3, dude. Half a Huracan is better than no Huracan. That's where I'm at.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need more garage space. That's my problem. Like I
No,
need.
you
I need.
don't. I can keep it in my garage.
No, because then it wouldn't have tires
keep it
on
in
it if you
mine.
kept it in your garage.
Bitch, that's true.
It'd be on bricks in Timmy's garage.
Yeah.
Dude, Timmy would do burnouts in the front of his house, claiming it was like Mike from down the street, and then the car's in the garage, and there's cords hanging out the tires. And I
You're
come
talking
for a
about-
weekend
you're talking
drive,
about,
and all of a sudden Timmy's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it needs tires."
Don't
That would
worry.
be Tim.
Tires are cheap.
No, they're
the
not.
ones I got are great.
Hey, Tim did get a hooked up deal on some new STI tires for his S4.
So $500 for brand. I mean, they're not brand new, but they're the Yokohama Advanced Sport, which come factory on the new STIs. And they all measure at 8:30 seconds. And the guy had switched to like some Pirellis or something, and he sold them on eBay for 500.
First of all, that guy's a chump because he didn't buy Michelin. Second of all, good on you.
Yeah.
Hey, $400 a tire is a lot, okay?
Bro,
No, they're not $400 a tire. I got my set of PS4Ss for $1,000. They were the same cost as the factory Advanced Sports for a brand new set.
That is not that bad.
No, that's why I was
I
like,
may-
why would I buy Yokohamas when I can get PS4Ss for the same money?
Yeah.
I may or may not
that.
have like 305 3020s sitting in front of me right now.
I fucking hate
I
Chris
get that.
so much. Like, there's just like this deep burning. You know what? Didn't stop you from almost Mustanging it on Sunday, so whatever.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Dude, he saved it well though.
Did it
He
look like he
did
did it on
well.
purpose at least? Like, did it look like he swung it on purpose, or did it just like look like a good
No.
recovery?
No,
So
no,
what happened
no,
was-
no.
What
he could say,
happened-
no, he could say he did it on purpose. No, kid, I'm giving you credit. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up, kid. No, literally,
Shut
he
your face.
gets. I'm behind him, and we're all goosing it, and of course, kid's pulling away from me. We'll fucking fix that soon. And
440
so
fucking horsepower or
and
whatever.
like, but like his suspension like unsettled. Like I watched it happen. Like it unsettled and like he had goosed it and then like it like caught and like
When it hit traction,
back,
it caught. Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
hit traction and it dipped to the right and then he just gone.
So like, if anybody like, I don't know how many of you guys like actually give a fuck about Mustangs, but if you look at all these Mustang barreling into shit videos, it's not the S550s, which are the newer Mustangs, as much because those have IRS, right? So you'll end up in a situation like Chris ended up in, where if it completely unsettles, like yeah, it's gonna break loose, right? The problem that all the older ones have is there's solid rear axle, right? So you hit it and it hooks on one tire, and because it kind of cranks the whole fucking rear end, and then the second that other tire gains traction, it fucking rips it the other way, and then you end up putting it into a wall or a crowd, or if we're all lucky enough, another Mustang, and then you go on about your business, right? But that's the whole reason. So yeah, you could probably dial that out because you have full damping adjustment, jounce and rebound on your KWs, right?
No, so what happened was
Oh,
I
here we
was
go.
anticipating like all of us stopping at the thing, so I hit all my cheat codes in my thing to turn on launch control,
Oh.
which turns everything off.
Oh.
And so
Yeah.
Timmy hauls ass. I'm like, oh wait, we're not stopping. And then I realize all my buttons are turned off, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Hey, I gave you credit though. Like legit.
You saved it,
although
man.
You saved
Yeah.
it, and
I mean,
Yeah.
and like
And I was witness to it today when we were coming back from Chipotle. I mean, like, the Michelins are the best tire. But
Period.
if they're
Yeah.
not hot, they're not sticky. And I mean, dude, we
Oh.
took a left turn.
Did Kyle just
That was
leave,
it.
or did he just turn his video off?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
cow.
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 Back.
But yeah, like, if the Michelin
I don't see
tire is
video
not
yet. Is he back on
hot,
video or
it
not?
doesn't
Stand by.
really,
Okay.
do much.
No, that's
Oh,
true.
there we go.
That's true.
Oh no, 100%.
That was weird.
No, I had to. You know
I
what's
remember
funny too is that I had to drive on them a couple of times before I realized like they feel tighter when they're cold, and
Yeah.
then like the front end, right? Like they'll feel a little tighter on the front end. It's a thing. It's like when the steering feels loose, you actually have more grip. Like it actually will just bite and bite and bite, and you can just dig and dig and dig and dig, and the fucking car just like goes where you want to put it.
Dude, I remember having Super Sports on the 2003 Double X I had.
Love
Dude,
that car.
That thing railed in corners because of those Super Sports. Like, but Timmy's right. Like, you have to get them hot. Like,
Yeah.
if like, I remember like
Absolutely.
the first half of the day, like, shit, I'm screeching tires. Like these things aren't warm yet.
Yeah.
Like I gotta slow
I
down.
mean, dude,
like,
Chris was like second gear accelerating after a left turn from a stoplight, breaking traction. Like,
Yeah,
there
Them's
is
were
no
cold. Them
traction.
are real cold.
yeah. And we've been sitting idling, burning a quarter tank of gas for like an hour and a half. Like just fucking.
Yeah.
Can somebody explain to me why
Yeah.
none of us turned our cars off for no reason?
did. I did.
For me, it's my starter.
Have you still not
Well-
gotten that fixed?
It was
They
a
put a new
battery. It wasn't even a starter issue.
It was
oh
a
my
battery
God.
issue. It was a battery.
So
oh,
why have you
no,
put-
So what happened?
Okay, so are we
It
taking
was
the
or it
over-under
is?
on when that starter leaves you stranded?
He did it. He did it last week.
So what happened was I got a pair of jumper cables in the back just in case.
What,
What do you mean? You got a pair of hands and pushers.
what was that
Oh,
meme?
yeah.
No, somebody sent me a meme the other day. It's like some of y'all never had to like push start your own car and then run and
Yes.
jump in and pop the clutch and it
Yes.
shows. That's Chris, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Have you ever done that, Chris?
What hills do we have? What hills?
Fuck
do
a
we
hill.
have?
You just need a flat road. You just need a flat road.
That road.
Dude,
Just get
okay,
enough momentum.
When I used to work at Wendy's, I had to do that with my Prelude, okay? And
Oh
they
my
put
god.
the parking
That is the
lot.
most Ricer Boys statement I've ever heard in my entire life. I fucking
Prelude
can't,
Rice.
dog.
Prelude.
I
Yeah,
can't,
we're
dog.
gonna go to
Back in
Boba's
the day,
house,
back
grab
in the
some
day,
boba.
Prelude,
I had to pop my
Prelude was the
Hey,
clutch.
shit, bro.
Preludes were hot, dude. Yeah. Wait,
My
which
boy he had a 2001
to the last
that
gen?
was the
Or not
last gen.
H2BA, H22.
SH.
Yes, with the
That's-
H22. Yes,
Yeah,
those things
I
were
had
sick.
An H22A in
That
mine.
thing railed, bro. Like it fucking railed.
For little
Dude,
like
that's a car.
my only issue with that generation Prelude is I love the way that car looked. But it was proportioned like a rear-wheel drive car. It had that long hood.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
so, like I've always had this really like I've always wanted to take a Prelude, swap S2K drivetrain in it, and then just build the
Oh my
F20C and make like a super high revving, like 1100 RPM fucking four banger. It's like only be like 300. Yeah, like
Dude,
300 horsepower
Alex.
ITB is just scream. What? Bang! You know what I
And
mean?
Why
it
not
never sees beyond like third gear. Like it
Why
would
not-
never see beyond
Dude.
third gear.
Why not just build a Rex? Why not just build a Rex?
I am not kidding. Because,
the
dude,
Prelude looks so much better.
Okay, the
Huh?
Prelude is a
The
different
Prelude looks
car.
so much better than
And
a wreck.
the F20 coming out of the S2000, whether you get the F20 that has the 9K red line or the F22
Right.
that doesn't, like,
Well, I mean,
dude,
Alex was
those
talking
motors
about
are
swapping a-
indestructible.
I was
Well,
talking
he-
about S2000
He's talking
already.
about swapping a maybe $1,500 motor into a $1,500 car that's indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rex.
I mean,
Rex
dude,
RX
Alex,
set-
I'm
listen.
I'm not even kidding. That was my dream. When I had the Prelude, that's what I
Yes.
wanted
It's
to
such
do.
because
No, no, no,
it's
no.
such a huge undertaking. Like it is a big ass undertaking, right? Like it is because you gotta strip the car. You gotta fucking fab a transmission tunnel.
I mean, that's a custom drive shaft.
Yeah, but like the thing that I've realized about Honda, which is genius, is you see all these all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Civic and Integra swaps.
Mhm.
Like those CRV diffs, like will mount up with very little modification to the rear end. So like that, it's not a crazy undertaking. The sheet metal work is on the interior is the biggest thing. Like, but like I could do it. It won't be pretty, but I'm gonna cover it in carpet so nobody will ever see it. And I was just like,
Okay.
that would be sick. And the reason why you don't build a Rex, Chris, is that I'm not a Dorito boy. Rotaries are
No,
sick.
no. By RX, I meant CRX.
Oh, it's Sierra. Oh, because they're death traps.
Yeah,
They're
CRX.
death
CRX.
Well,
out-
yeah.
Oh, dude, those things are like held together with like tongue twisters, glue, and hopes and dreams, and like they just don't hold. I've seen them wrecked. I've seen back when I used to, so San Gabriel Valley in LA back in like the late '90s, early 2000s was like everything you saw in the first Fast and the Furious movie. Like that was what the San Gabriel Valley was like. I'm not exaggerating. Like you would see that shit everywhere, bro. The Lambo doors and the fucking ridiculous body kits and the fucking the front and rear end conversions. This dude I used to know had a Civic. It was like an so whatever the same generation as the EG hatch, the comparable coupe.
It's the EM1.
Thank you. With an S15
Oh.
Sylvia front end conversion.
Uh,
So just think about how ugly that is, and then like it had like slanted taillights, and then it had Lambo doors, and it was pink, and it was just like a lot, right? It had a fucking PS3 or 2, whatever the fuck it was built into it. That's what it was, and you would see all these dudes with pretty quick for the time, right? Like in a 12, 13 second CRX in like 2001 was fast, right? Like that was a fast car.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they wrecked them, and it's just the car just disintegrates. Like there's nothing left. Like the engine's in the fucking like in the driver compartment. The car is
Yeah.
so those things I just
exactly, but I miss the generational wise where you have your PS1 or PS2 hooked up to your like main.
yeah. That was like the hotness. Like your car wasn't built unless it was like pseudo fast and also had underglow and a thumping stereo and like an Xbox and like all types. Like you had to have the whole fucking
I'm Exhibit, and I'm gonna put TVs on your wheels so that the
Dude.
people that you're passing can see.
right? Or we're gonna lace your front or whatever. We got a bubble machine coming out of your exhaust. Whatever. Fuck it.
Bro,
Dude.
Like
we
Pimp-
all know we all watch
Pimp My
that shit.
Ride.
Oh, everybody
Yeah,
watched
bro.
Pimp My Ride. Everybody
We
watched
could
Pimp My
put
Ride.
like a
Everyone
vape
watched my
machine
ride.
coming out of the exhaust of somebody's Subaru.
Listen,
Alex.
you just stopped being a Subi boy, and that's only because you blew your fucking engine. So like you
No,
don't.
that's not true. I am still a Subi boy. I wear my Subaru t-shirts, and I still want a 2014 white hatch with a fucking gold wheels, and just keep it lowered about an inch with an exhaust, and keep the motor stock so I don't die, and we're good.
That'd be hot. That'd be
That's
super
my
hot.
dream. That's like my dream, like third car. Like I'd love to build the Audi, and I'd love to have a stock hatch just on suspension, white with gold wheels.
That was a great. That was a
always
great
fun.
generation of.
Oh, dude, hands down.
Yeah.
Tim and I share like the same like dream daily driver. Like
Yes.
that'd be. Oh
That's
my
a
God.
great.
dude,
That was.
okay.
Perfect.
When I worked at Subaru,
Perfect.
so I had my WRX was still on a stock block and stock transmission, and it was just stage 2, and I had it on coils and everything. And
Is that a retarded stage too?
Yes.
You can't say that word anymore. You can't say that word anymore. You're gonna get a content strike. We're gonna get shadow banned from
retarded?
YouTube.
That's special.
So
Yeah.
the
Fresh.
GM son traded in his 2014 white WRX hatch with 20,000 miles on it for a new WRX, and I was like, "Oh
What?
hell yeah, I'm gonna get that." I put my whole car back to stock, put the suspension to stock, and I came in. I had like $8,000 negative equity on the WRX. It wasn't happening, but I totally was ready to just give it all for that freaking white WRX hatch. I mean, that body style and in white, that hatch. It looks gold. Like,
If I ever got in a Subaru, it would be the hatch. It'd be that exact
I
white WRX.
if they had made like if the V8 so like the Lavorg and don't anybody say a
You-
single word about the Lavorg and what we talked about at my house. I don't want anybody knowing about that because that's gonna
I
be a
don't know what you're
secret.
talking about.
Exactly. So
Fine.
if they if like the Lavorg got made with a full STI drivetrain and we somehow through magic got that here, like I would own a wagon right now. Wagons are
know.
the best cars. I don't, especially if you have kids. Wagons are the shit because you get all the
Yeah.
cool chassis dynamics of owning a sedan, but you get usability and the long roofs look way fucking cooler. Like they just look better. They look better. They just do.
Yeah.
Sedans are kind of
But-
trash. Like,
But
but
as far as hot hatches go, I would rather have Kyle's GTI.
but see that's the thing. Like, a wagon is not a hatch and a hatch is
Yeah.
not a wagon. They're not the
I
same.
mean, I
Yes,
don't want to
it's
suck
not the
Kyle's.
same.
We're
I
we're
can see
sucking
if you're
Kyle's dick
taking
now,
if you're
so
taking Kyle's hatch over the EK Honda Civic hatch.
I would take
I
Kyle's
get that.
GTI. Like,
Well, the GTI is the only. That's the only fucking hatch you can buy. Well, you can't. They didn't,
Well,
wait, Kyle.
and
Do they?
it's- and-
Wait.
Well,
Do they make
Kyle's
a-
got a two-door hatch. You gotta remember.
Yeah, like, do they-
make a four-door GTI? Yes.
I don't. Wait. Do
I
they
have
even?
do they?
Yeah.
I had
Yes.
one.
Oh,
I
had
actually
one.
have the last year of
That's
the
what I was
two
gonna.
doors.
That's what I was gonna say. They don't make the
Oh,
two doors anymore.
wait, they don't make them.
No.
They
Oh,
don't. No,
shit.
they're done.
Good shit.
What?
Like the Mark 8s,
Okay,
which are
so-
ugly as fuck. By the way, I think it's we can all agree
Yeah.
that Mark 8 is a trash car. Like
They're,
horrible,
they're terrible looking.
not great.
And I mean, have
That
you
is
guys
legit,
seen
Mike.
Yep.
the render of the?
I'll give it time. My wife will be up here to refill me. She's a good woman as well. We
Have
love
you guys
we love our
seen the
wives.
render
We do.
Mazda 3
I do love my
hatchback
wives.
with the VA front end.
By the way, you got to see the ring.
Anybody? No.
Wait,
No?
run that by me one more
What's
time.
that? Sorry.
Okay. Have
Wait,
any
wait,
of you
what was the
seen
again?
the render of the Mazda 3 Sportback with the VA front end? It's a WRX with a hatchback. It came out like 2 years ago, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's the new WRX hatch," but it was really a rear end of a Mazda 3 with the freaking front end of a WRX. It looks like
really?
gold. Look it up. Look it up in your screen share right now.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna give it a Google.
Just look at
When-
2015 and up WRX hatch. I guarantee
So,
you, it'll
I
be
never
one of
knew
the-
Hold please, hold please. You were not summoned. My wife is on. If everybody who's not watching and everybody who's gonna be listening to this, you were not summoned. Mike D came up and refilled Mike, and Kyle goes, "That's legit." And I go, "Don't worry, my wife does the same thing for me. We love our wives." That's all I said. You were not summoned. But while you're up here, if you could grab me a beer, that'd be great. Smooches, love
Okay,
you,
bye.
my queen, my goddess,
Wait,
my
wait, wait.
inspiration.
No, okay,
I-
hold on.
I need
Hold
me
on.
one of them. I need me.
Hold
one.
on. We have a tradition in this
Look at that
household where
shit.
we do this.
Look at that.
Wait for it. You got cheers.
Huh?
And you cheers the bartender. And then you.
Nobody listening can see this.
Is that a dog tail? I'm confused on what that is right in the background, Mike.
Oh, maybe
No, he's just happy to see you.
It's a
Oh.
snake. It's a snake.
It's a snake.
Is that good?
So when Kyle popped his trunk the other day, like I didn't know this about Volkswagens, but that little thing comes out and you use it as like lift handle. Like the Volkswagen like sends
Oh,
out.
just type
with
in
an
Oh,
angle.
my
2015 and up
emblem?
WRX
His
hatch.
name is
Yeah.
Yeah. My
That was the
emblem
most-
also doubles as my backup camera. So
Oh, are
when
you
I do
kidding
my
me?
backup camera, when it flips out,
Type in
camera's
2015 WRX hatch.
Thank you.
Really?
yeah.
That's
Alex,
sick.
listen to me.
I am. I can hear everybody. I'm not stupid. Oh,
You're not deaf.
do you see that?
Easy with the stupid
It
word.
is. It is totally.
That's with a GR chassis. That's not the photo I'm talking about. But I
Is
mean,
it that
I'm
one?
not against it. Nope.
Nope.
That's just a concept.
Ew.
Here, maybe I can find it.
Ew.
If you can find it, DM it to the
Oh, yeah,
red
the
badge.
red one at
This
the very,
one?
very bottom.
Oh,
That is a Mazda 3 Sport rear end with a Subaru.
yes, I've seen this before. Yes,
I would
this
buy
thing
that.
Hey.
fucks.
I would buy that.
This thing
That's
fucks.
gangster.
I'd
Yeah,
buy it.
I'd buy that.
That's good.
That's pretty nice.
I would buy
It
that.
looks kind of. It looks kind of funny just from the fitment, but I could feel it.
Well, it's proportionally, it's a little bit off. Like it's a little,
Yeah,
and it's just because it's a very quick. But it is. It's like it's got the VA tails in. Like yeah, I mean the hood's probably a little too long, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why Subaru didn't take the Lavorg. I mean, I guess in America, I mean, wagons aren't a thing anymore. SUVs are
Which
the
is
thing
crap.
now.
Which is
Thank
Which-
absolute
We
Thank
fucking
have
you.
crap.
crossovers. We have hella crossovers now.
Oh,
yeah,
hands down.
everything is crossovers.
What do you
Like,
think a Macan is?
Dude, we
Yeah,
could
but
go.
if
I
we're-
could go
we're
on
doing-
for hours and hours and hours about how fucking pissed I am that we have. What are you looking at? The white
Look at
one?
that body kit. The body
Which-
kit with the
the
red
red
one.
one.
Oh,
Red
this
one.
fuck.
Red one. Oh,
yes.
Man,
Yeah,
you're a hot boy.
Let's.
You're a hot boy.
Yeah,
You're a fucking hot boy right now.
nah.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
what you
uh,
talking about
like,
for the past
that
4
front end-
episodes and how much I hate that shit.
That actually looks like a legacy front end. Is the Lavorg front end a legacy front end?
It's close
Yeah,
to. It's close to.
that looks.
You should look up
That's
Mark 7 GTI wide body kit.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it? Would you do it? So,
I didn't realize
Kyle, have
the
you
Pro-
listened?
If I determine that a wide body kit will actually make my car faster, then yeah, but it doesn't. So
Oh damn.
So let me
Oh
let's
my God.
let's roll this back. Let's
That's
roll this
so
back.
wet.
This
That's
right
so
here?
wet.
That looks really good.
That's
That's like
so
the
wet,
M4
bro.
color that,
No
that
way.
Alex was talking about.
Look at that fitment.
yeah.
Look at that intercooler.
Yeah.
That's a fatty intercooler. So Kyle, I went and I caught some shit from the homies too on the back end of this, but
From the
I-
video?
no. I died on a hill in a couple of episodes ago about how wide bodies are fucking whack because
Yeah.
the only way that and I had to like on the IG let me okay. For everybody who listens to this but doesn't watch our IG streams, I made a very hard stance on wide bodies where if you run a wide body and you don't widen your suspension arms, you're a fucking poser. Because all you're doing is
Yeah.
putting wide ass wheels and you're fucking
Yeah.
with ball joints and wheel bearings. You're fucking shit up.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, you get a bigger contact patch, so you're going to get a bit more grip, but long term, the car is still, the geometry is not set up for your car to be that wide, right? So if you're
Right.
going to do it, you need to widen the axles, you need to widen the suspension arms, you need to do everything properly. And Kyle is a Land Rover tech and built his own 460 mile fucking horsepower car. So if he's agreeing with me and you're not, you're an idiot. Anyway, I died on this
My
fucking.
extra 4 cylinders are useless.
Yeah. No, I died on this hill, and then my homies back home were like, dude, what about like 20 millimeter flares for narrow bodies and all this shit? It's like, I'm not talking about if you put a 1 to 2 inch flare on your car and run a wheel that's a little bit wider.
No,
Right.
a real wide.
I'm
body.
talking about a 4 to 6
Right.
to 8 inch wide body.
That's not
Right.
20
Right.
millimeters.
Yeah, exactly. That's, we're talking, you know what I mean?
Hot boy dances.
Is that like 6 inches, right?
That's, I mean, that's what I keep.
No.
This is 6 inches as far as I'm concerned.
If my math serves me right.
Yeah. Just eyeballing it, you know,
Yeah.
packing
you
a
know.
solid 10 by this math, so we're good to go, baby.
Hell yeah.
Alan, this-
Wait, this
We
is 6
stout.
inches.
yeah,
This is
on the
about 6
minimum.
inches.
On the minimum.
Oh, we're the worst. Anyway, so yeah, I mean that was like a hill that I made a stance on, and
Yeah.
I firmly fucking believe in that, and like when it comes like I really want to build, and this is so lame because they've been done to death, but I still really want to build an S13. I own two S13 240s. I never got either one of them where I wanted it, just due to circumstance.
Right.
And I would throw like some OG, like Origin Labo over fenders on it, but they're like 30 millimeters aside, right? So you're talking 2.5 total inches of additional width. And
Right.
if you're, people don't, like, I don't know. If you have an 8-inch wheel, I used to run 16 by 8 zero offset wheels on a stock body. Yeah, exactly. On a stock body 240, and they look deep as fuck. Like those bodies are narrow, right? They're
Right.
narrow as shit. So if you throw an extra 2 inches, like you're just throwing a 10-inch wheel under it. Like you're not doing anything crazy. I'm not running 14-inch wheels in the back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like these
I mean-
RWB Porsches with like 12 minus 37 fucking, you know what I mean? Like you can put your fucking arm in the dish. Like it's not like that.
Right.
So it's all dependent on, like, if you wide body like Chris's car, Chris is tucking 305s. So you're on an 11-inch
Yeah.
wheel on a stock body,
Yeah.
right? So if you throw a 4-inch wide body, you're now rocking 13-inch wheels in the back,
Yeah.
Right.
right? That's
So,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Like that's like an
320.
IMSA car, dude. Like you know what I mean? Like
Hi,
that's.
Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
25.
Hi,
Hello.
Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Okay. You
Hi,
know what?
Jenna.
We appreciate your
Hello, bro.
support. She's always liking our stuff. She's rad. We appreciate you.
I need some more alcohol. Go on, get.
Go on, get.
So
Okay.
I said it
project
before we.
car would be cool.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go through that.
A project car would be cool, but after having our conversation in our group chat last week about ruckuses, I kind of want a ruckus.
Fuck,
Scooter boys.
Chris, I hate you.
Hey, we were supposed to, okay, Kyle, you were, this is, so just to be fair, we have an iPhone boy group chat because Android phones make things complicated. We know.
They do.
Look at
Yeah.
that background, though.
Yeah,
Ooh.
fuck these androids.
I took that. I took that.
But we have an iPhone boy group chat, and we were, and I don't know your
Oh,
feelings
I took
about
that
this.
too.
Is that the
took
blown
that too.
motor?
Yikes!
Oh, shade, shade, shade.
Big
I
yikes!
don't know that car. What are you talking about? What shade? That's not my car.
Yo, hey, Timmy, you should go tell the dude who bought that car to follow our podcast so we can watch all the videos of you beating the shit out of that thing. Anyway, he can't return it.
I mean, he said he was putting it back to stock anyways, so he's smart.
He bought that car to
Smart.
put it
Oh,
back
yeah,
to stock.
right.
God,
Oh,
you put that car.
whatever.
Yeah, like,
Okay, hold
legit.
on, hold on. Think about it. Think about it. If you put that car back to stock 100%, that car can be sold for like 13 grand. He can sell all the parts that pulled off of it for 5 or 6 grand.
I mean, he's not an idiot, but why didn't you do that? Because it's
Not
an
worth
investment,
it,
just
though?
I don't
investment.
have time and money.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. No, that's
Yeah,
fair. That's totally fair.
Sorry.
Dude,
Fine, or
I
whatever.
didn't give him the transmission. I didn't give him the stock axles. What else do I have?
So you have
I
like a
one
spare
more thing at
WRX
home.
transmission and shit lying around?
Oh, it's got a blown first gear, or at least a first gear synchro. I don't really know.
Hey, guess what?
Uh,
Manual transmissions are actually dumb easy to rebuild. Like,
Yes, they are.
All right, whoever wants it, I've got a 2004 to 2000.
no, it's a
Well,
lot. It's like, yeah, it's like
I don't-
02 to like 14. Like,
Yeah.
I would take it, but I don't drive solo cars, so.
wow.
Oh.
So here's a yeah. Don't cover your. So
Oh.
Kyle's actually like, this is kind of cool for us too, because like we're mostly canyon dudes. You're a little bit more of like a roll race dude. Like you're a little bit more.
Yeah. I have to be. I mean, I'm driving a manual GTI. Even if I'm running drag radials. I don't know if you can see it. Really.
You can't. But I can
Yeah.
confirm that when you turn, that sidewall flex a gang. So like,
It does.
Yeah.
It flexes hard. So if we're running through the canyons or we're doing, Highway 49 or whatever, I'll switch to my G2s, which actually work a lot better. Chris can, contest to that. I was on his ass the entire time, but
Man,
that GTI scoots,
So-
dog. Like that GTI scoots for sure.
Okay.
it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Although in Kid's defense, Kid did not have suspension when we ran canyons with you.
Right.
No,
Kid's
no,
car,
no,
listen,
no.
Kid's car is fucking fast. Like,
no, wait.
I wanna hear his point.
I felt like Timmy when I was merging on the freeway. We were going over that fucking bridge. I floated over the bridge, and Kyle. I looked at my mirror. I'm like, "Where's Kyle?" And Kyle's like right on my ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bro, power.
I'm like, I'm
I
looking at the
saw
rearview mirror.
Kyle
I'm like,
coming, and I was like, "Nope." And I just got over. I just got over. I was like, "Kyle's gonna wreck me, bro. Like I'm gonna get over. Like I'm not gonna. I'm the slowest one out of the group. I know that."
in a straight line right
Yeah.
now, yes. In a straight
yeah.
line, right? Yeah. That's which is.
Yeah,
I mean,
me being the last in the line, and
I
I
remember
jumped
this.
over, and I floored it. Like
All I heard
the
was,
only time I lifted was when Chris merged over a little bit, and we're coming over the top, and the car felt a little floaty. And I know Chris lifted. I know
We
for
all,
sure
I
he
lifted. I lifted.
because we lift. Yeah.
We all lifted
It-
over that crest. We're like, oh.
I
I
was.
don't even
What
know.
did we all hit? I think I hit like 115.
I hit
I'm
115.
driving.
Yeah.
I'm like, something
Yeah.
feels funny.
Like, ooh.
I was
Yeah,
like
I don't-
third
I-
gear. I was no, it's an STI. I must have been in fourth gear just because of gearing. So I'm fourth
we were
gear in it.
maybe.
Get fucked, bro. I'm in fourth gear, like in it, and I'm coming up to the top, and I feel it like I'm like, oh.
Oh
And,
yeah, you're kind of floating right now, right?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
feel this, and like I have my suspension really loose, which is why I need sway bars. We'll go through that later, but. And I feel the wheels are on the ground, but I feel the body lifting off the wheels, right?
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I go for this, like I'm catching air on the down. Like it's a
Yes.
pretty steep, like
Yes.
it's
Send it,
it's
bro.
like an A-frame,
Full
right?
send.
Yeah,
fucking said it. Just
yeah. What's that Ja
Yeah,
Rule song
for
they played
sure.
in Fast and Furious 1 where he jumps the Supra? Ah, Delta Pizza, yeah. Like that's what was going through my head, like when that shit fucking. So like I'm coming up and I'm like, nah. Like, I'm just gonna-
Nah.
I'm like-
I did the same thing. I felt it come like because your car is way lower than mine is. Like I got all the suspension in the world, but your car is dumped.
I'm a little stanty,
And,
boy.
yeah.
Like
I'm a little-
I came up and I was like I got to like I don't know,
Oh.
like 100 yards from that crest, and I felt the same thing. I was like,
Nope.
So
And I
editing
just-
our photos right now. I'm on Alex's car right now, and
Okay.
basically, I didn't realize Alex was tucking so much.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm low.
Yeah.
Alex Tux is crazy, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm
like,
low.
If you look at my car, I have probably. I
You have
don't know, maybe
3/4
a
of an inch.
Gap.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
3/4. Yeah,
Yeah, an inch,
Yeah.
3/4 inch. And
I have no gap.
Alex is like
Hella gap, dude.
I have no gap.
Right
I'm
there.
fucking like
on the tire. On the tire.
I'm literally
All the time.
I am at. So here's the thing. So I put the new front lip on because I beat the other one in oblivion, right? Yeah, see, Kyle gets it. This guy
Okay.
fucking gets it. Tuck gang, what's up?
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's got a finger. He's got a finger.
yeah, but his finger's like sideways. Like if you put it straight up, that thing won't fit. Yeah, Chris is there too now. Dude, Chris's cringe level when he had to hit my driveway the other day was hilarious to me.
Oh my god! Fuck your driveway, bro.
Dude, you're trying
Fuck
to
your
God,
Your
driveway.
driveway is vicious.
Hey, raise your
I
hand
thought
if
it
you
was the
don't
only
scrape
one
on
that
that driveway. This guy.
Driveway.
You gotta
I'm
hit
the
it
only
sideways. You need to learn how to drive low, bro. You need to learn how. I know.
hit it straight.
Kyle's big mad because he scraped his splitter pulling out of that gas station. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
In and out, in and out.
Hold
Oh,
You
bro. Like my window was down and I heard it and I was just like, oh, I'm
Just
so
that
heartbroken
blap. Yeah,
right now. Like,
I don't know if you could see it, but yeah.
it's low. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, you got the full ricer bars and everything. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
The full
Hell yeah, boy.
First, well, I have to correct myself. German rice is not rice; it's kraut. So you got the full kraut bars on there. You got the whole
yeah.
or schnitzel. What do you prefer, kraut schnitzel? I feel like kraut plays better.
Kraut. Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely.
So no, but listen, here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh shit's so low. I can drive up my driveway. My lip does not scrape. The new lip doesn't scrape. The old lip scraped, which is why it's in 4 pieces in the trash. But new lip doesn't scrape. I can clear speed bumps. I have to go slow,
Wait,
but I
wait. When you say clear speed bumps, you mean like full on clear it? Like
don't have to go
Over speed
sideways. I don't have to go sideways. I can go
Oh.
straight over them.
oh.
I go slow because
Oh.
if I don't want to smack it, but like I slow down and I go over them. But I'm honestly more
Oh.
concerned about my resonator, that fatty fucking resonator I have in the center, than I am about my lip.
Oh,
Maybe you should delete that.
speaking of deleting resonators,
You
I have
is that a
resonator
test
delete.
pipe?
Oh my gosh.
So your car will sound even worse than it does already.
It
Absolutely.
sounds.
Are you ready for
Sounds
the
terrible.
drone?
No. This is the best part of that whole trip.
That's like
We're
what is that? Is that like a
literally there.
2-foot section of straight pipe? Is that what that is?
Pretty
That's a
much.
You
2
call
foot
that
section.
2 foot, baby?
Okay.
Oh, man,
We're all
man,
adults
that's
here.
tight.
Just
We're
kidding.
sitting there and Kyle is revving his motor at the fucking island shoot. And
It sounds so
he's
bad.
like, wait. That sounds like shit. Let me
Oh,
go ahead and
this-
adjust it.
I
And he's
The-
like,
This shit is so funny,
And all of a
dude.
sudden,
Oh my
Kyle's
god.
"Ah, pop. We're like, yeah, that sounds better. And he's like, I made an adjustment. It's good. Like,
No, it went from three bop pops to four bop pops, and it was like six bop pops. And I remember it was like, yeah, the six is the sweet
the
spot. You
six is
needed
good.
those extra
Yeah.
two bop pops were what. Yeah, that's what you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but like
Yeah.
Kyle doesn't even act like his car sounds good.
No, hell no. I'll be the first one to tell you it sounds like dog shit, dude.
Yeah, nobody cares how good you sound if you're fast. So whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like
as
that's the
long
thing,
as you're blowing by me with the fucking doors on,
right?
bro.
But it's
Yeah.
no, I mean when we first started the podcast, it was like we're all Canyon Bros, right? Like none of
Yeah.
us really roll race. So it's cool that you're on now. You have a different. You're the only front wheel drive guy. Um, another Volkswagen, another German guy, which is cool because now we have American, Japanese, and German like really well represented. I feel like you only need one V8 in the group because like nobody Chevy engines are the only ones that matter. Anyway, and
Ah,
Oh,
I mean it's the truth.
you're the only one who doesn't drive a Chevy.
But like I do. So listen,
You don't. You physically do not own a Chevy. Don't lie to me.
I've owned a
He
Chevy.
used to.
I've owned a
He
Chevy.
used to, though.
Don't though.
No, but I've owned a
I-
Chevy.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I,
you
uh,
traded in
and-
for a four-cylinder.
Fuck off, Timmy.
Wait.
That's a sensitive subject and we don't talk about that.
Wait. I have a 4-cylinder. I forgot I have a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, he
Hey,
drives a Honda. We got a Honda boy too.
I have a V8. a
Yeah, no,
two-door 99
yo.
Tahoe.
Dude,
Hey, 2002 Tahoe.
Kyle has got the cleanest old man two-door OBS Tahoe. That
It's hella
bitch is
old, man.
that bitch is
Yeah.
it's and when I say old man, and we'll get photos of it up on the Instagram so everybody can see it,
Oh, yeah.
but it's champagne
Oh,
outside with the tan interior, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got you have single point
Hey.
injection on that, right? It's got like the E injection
The
shit.
spider injection.
Yeah, exactly.
That spider shit, yeah.
But it's like the body straight, it runs super good, the interior's
Like-
hella clean. I have
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I had to get it smogged today, and because I don't drive it every single day, it failed.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I can see that.
You know,
It-
I
it-
have a smog
yeah.
technician. You could have taken advantage
Shut
of
the
it.
fuck up, Timmy. You can't say that kind of shit on the internet. Now I gotta bleep that out.
Hey, it's got to go to a star station. It,
Right.
it can't go to. We have two
I
smog
didn't say
techs.
he was a star technician.
Oh, solid. Noted.
I got this guy in South Sac. Makes me pass. out.
Everybody's not listening. Nobody's.
Stop talking about smog.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. You need to take it to a Star Tech.
Gosh damn it.
Actually, speaking of, sorry, I just thought about the intake. That's not smog legal. So APR just released a new open intake, so I'll get a whole lot more sound and turbo noises out of my car.
I think more induction noise would make you sound better. I don't feel like your exhaust note will ever be nice just by virtue of you don't have a header. And like
Right.
anybody who's ever owned a V8 will tell you that like the tuning of the tubes on a header can give you like, which is why Chris needs a long tube. Sorry, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you do.
You need long
Really?
tubes. Yeah. Oh, dude. Like, can I tell you something that would make your car sound amazing?
Huh.
A full stainless works exhaust system from header all the way back. It's like $3,500. It's so much money, but it sounds so nasty. Just like it's fucking.
I would
Can
do
you
it
do
if
that
I
again?
had heads and cam. If I had heads and cam, I'd go 3.5 inch.
No, you don't even need heads. You should cam.
Cam.
Really?
All you need
I
is
mean,
cam.
well, heads too. I'm like, well, I mean,
No, dude.
Head.
No, here,
For
dude.
what?
Listen, seriously. Here's the beautiful thing. Like, are heads useful? Yes, they're absolutely useful. But it was a way bigger thing when in LS1s and LS2s with cathedral port heads. Once they went to square ported heads, those factory heads they flow fucking really well, dude. They flow really, really well.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you I'm telling you, just do a full header back, just the whole fucking thing.
Cam.
Oh, chilling. Like even if you if you really wanted to go balls deep, and this whole thing, unless Kyle was down to try to figure out. Well, have you ever done a cam on an LS or an LT?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's all pretty straightforward.
It's pretty. I mean, it's a push rod
The
engine. It ain't-
motors, the motors,
yeah, you pull the
like,
front end
full
assembly off, you pull the heads off, fucking throw the thing in, and fucking put it back together, whatever. So
easy money.
the cam package is $700, right, for like a high rev cam. The fast intake manifold, which is the one where you can get the long runners, right? So you can get, which will it'll lower your torque number but increase your high RPM torque number, which is kind of what you're after, right?
Uh-huh.
And then a full stainless work exhaust. It's 1,700. It's $5,200 in parts, and then I don't know how much Kyle would want money monetarily to like fucking throw it on, or we could all get together and hang out in my garage and fucking put it on.
Oh
But
hell yeah!
but you'd make more power. You'd make more power, and the thing would sound nasty as shit. Or even if you didn't want to go with a high RPM cam, even if you just wanted to do like a super low P chop cam, you could keep the factory intake manifold, and that thing would sound nasty as fuck. And you'd probably gain like, I don't know, with a tune.
Like
That's
15
all you-
horsepower.
That's all you.
You know better than that. You fucking know better than that.
15.
Intake heads cam, he's probably adding 90 horsepower, like right there, and it'll sound nasty as shit.
Like kid, like that's all that car needs too. I mean, like it doesn't need all this crazy ass shit. Like legitimately, you have the suspension to put anything down that you want, but at the same
Stop looking
time,
for a
like,
supercharger.
Look for a blower. You don't need a blower.
I'm not
You
doing
need a
it.
Yes,
blower,
you
bro.
do. More horsepower, baby.
What? No, if you, I mean, because we talked about this, he wants to make it a canyon runner, and screw it, like get that low RPM torque, have that out of the corner,
Absolutely.
and like you're
And
gone.
but here's the
That's-
thing too is like you want low RPM torque, but like to a point. Like you don't want if you're gonna run a canyon car, especially with a V8, like too much low end power is a liability because you're gonna be exiting corners in second gear, and you're gonna have to be fucking super careful about how much right pedal you give it because it'll
Very
get nasty
gently
on
the
you.
throttle.
Yeah, it'll get nasty on you real quick. So if you move that power band up in the rev range, you can ride second gear a little longer, meaning you're shifting less, and then you get to rev it out, and you get to hear that bitch sing at like 8,000 RPM, which would sound sick as fuck, for the record.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, V8s at
Yeah.
high revs sound sick as shit, and you'd be golden, you
there
know?
was a package that what gave me 600 horsepower, just NA. I'm
But
like,
you got to look
that's
at the
not
power band.
bad.
It's like it's not just like
Right.
the thing you have going for you is you have such a like viable power plant from the factory, and it's so stout and it's so reliable that it really just like you have probably other than Kyle and Timmy and you are lucky in the sense that you have really strong stout engine programs from the factory, right?
Right.
But Kyle and Timmy are like they're turbo cars, right? So you only have
Right.
one way to go, right?
Right.
Your car, because it's NA, you have so many more ways that you could go. You can go low, you can go, fatty drag NA, which is fat ass cam, hella chop, shitty reliability and well, not reliability, but shitty drivability, but a fuckload of low end power. Or,
Right.
if you really dig in, de-stroke the engine a little bit, build up the bottom end, you can rev the dick out of it and have a really cool, like, you're never going to get to 9,000 RPM on that fucking car ever. You'll maybe get to 8,000. It's not a voodoo engine, right? It's not an engine that was ever designed to be a high revving V8. So it's only ever going to rev so high unless you want to throw all the money in the world at it, right? But you can probably, because I think your red line's like 7,200 right now, right? Some shit like that.
Yeah. About
Yeah.
72.
So if you threw the right rotating assembly at it, the right cam, the right intake manifold, like you can probably get to 8,000 to 8,100 RPM redline, which I don't think I've ever seen a 6th-gen Mero NA built for that kind of a redline, right? And that would be fucking cool. Like, yeah, you're gonna sacrifice low end torque. Like, you're not gonna win any drag races, but if your plan is to put it through corners,
Yeah.
on a track or in a canyon, like that shit would be fun as fuck, and it'd be unique and it'd sound sick. I mean, we had a whole conversation about this, but
Yeah.
and it
that's
wouldn't
super
cost
exciting.
it wouldn't cost you like any more money than doing like a normal Dragon A build, and it definitely would be cheaper than doing like a crazy high horsepower blower build for sure, because you don't have a $7,000 blower cost you got to pay for.
I think the only thing that's really holding me back is like the fear of California. Like,
Bro,
it's like,
really?
right? I mean,
Let's not get into it, but like we can make it a non-issue, right? We can.
There's ways around that.
We've all been doing this long enough that we can make it a long. We've all been driving modified cars in California for probably 15 years, right? Like between,
right.
Yeah.
right?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, we can make it happen, right? And you have the benefit of, and you probably haven't realized this, muscle cars, especially if they're built the way, like just even if they look the way that your car looks, they don't get sweat on the way our cars get sweat on.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Even Kyle's car. Kyle's driving a GTI. Japanese cars
Yeah,
catch the
there's-
most heat. Period.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
give a shit what
Was
anybody says.
Was
Right?
it Rudy was in our group chat. He was like, "Yeah, they have like a mark on STIs and
Yeah.
Evos."
STIs,
Oh, yeah.
Evos, built Hondas, Civic Type Rs.
Actually, the new GTIs are starting to make a name for themselves. So
Well, the engine
Oh,
package
shit.
is solid, so I'm not. It's not surprising. I'm sure the RS3
Yeah.
will end up on that hit list pretty soon too.
Oh,
It's gonna have to.
They're too cheap
it
to
never
modify.
will. It never will because they'll never catch them.
ooh.
Good point.
I mean, he's not
Well,
wrong.
You cannot run the officer, but you cannot run the radio.
That's
I mean,
true.
that's not
But
true.
if the radio can't find you,
That's
Exactly.
true. That is
I have.
very true.
I'm
That
sure
is
there's a
true.
lot of. I'm sure there's a lot of like sport bike dudes that would argue with that statement.
yeah, I mean,
What?
you think about, yeah, you can't outrun the radio, but who's behind the radio? That's,
Right.
a person. So if the person can't see you or catch you, then
So
it
my
is what it
buddy,
is.
one of my homies from back home used to be in a sport bike crew, and they used to roll 20, 30 deep on the freeway, like mobbing. And he would say if you get a cop behind you and he can't catch you by the third freeway exit, they can't catch you. Period.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah,
Nope.
we're not
Dang.
getting-
Yeah. Because you
Yeah,
get
on
3 exits down, you
bike.
get off, and you just fucking huck it and get the fuck out of there, right?
We are not
Uh,
sponsoring running from the police.
We are
No,
not
no, no, no,
sponsoring
no.
running from the police.
No,
We are not
no.
condoning running
Right.
from the cops. Please, for the love of God,
Right.
don't. Especially if you're in a car, you're never gonna get away, and you're just gonna get yourself or somebody else killed. Like, if you're gonna do dirt, understand that it comes with consequences, and sometimes you have to pay them, right? Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But
We're all too
Correct.
pretty for jail. We are all too pretty for jail.
They
that's true.
they've
This
never
is an
caught me though.
overseas video.
Hey.
This is an overseas video
can't-
where the guy
Listen,
they used to call him the ghost, and he would
Oh.
legit take his STI out that was like 500 plus horsepower.
I remember this.
And he would
Yep.
run from the cops purposely to
Yeah.
see how quickly he could get away. And like he had like checkpoints. It was like oh my god, Need for Speed. Like you
Most
have like
Wanted.
these checkpoints,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
it would like he'd pull in and they'd put a blanket over his car to show there was no temperature because they had infrared cameras because they were getting pissed, right? Like this guy's like making us look like a fucking fool. Like we're gonna catch him. We have infrared. We'll find him and all this stuff. Like, and that dude ran from the cops. Like that was his thing. Like I remember watching a sport bike one where he legitimately like 90 to 100 miles an hour, lane splitting,
Yeah.
in traffic, just like tunnel
Just so
vision,
fucking
like,
sketchy, dude.
and
Like,
dude, like
Oh.
if someone like moved this
Mm-mm.
much,
You're
the dude
fucking
was
dead.
dying.
Yeah.
He was dying. He was flat out dying, and like I've
that shit.
never
Like,
seen
I
anybody-
don't have that. And we kind of
I
had
have
this
a
conversation.
fear.
We
I
yeah.
have a fear.
Like, well, like I don't know how many of you guys have actually like wrecked in a canyon. Like I've wrecked in a canyon. I've wrecked at the top of a
No.
mountain.
Never.
And so I don't know if I
It
ever.
does not mean I'm not there yet, though.
I
Oh.
have not.
It's one thing to like know that it's a possibility, but like when you've actually like done it,
Uh-huh.
you really go through a like. I used to drive. The way I used to drive was go as hard as I fucking can, and then if something happens, then I'll deal with it, right?
Right.
But then when
Yep.
the something happens, so long and short of it was I used to run GMR, which Chris knows the road. I used to run GMR back home almost every Friday night. And so there's Azusa Canyon Road, which goes up, right, all the way to the top. And at the top, there's a ring road, the Ridge Road, which is a one-lane, bi-directional road just running around the crest of this fucking mountain range, right?
So fire road, yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a paved fire road, but yeah, it's a fire road. So what we used to do is we'd go up, we'd hit the plateau, which is like this big open flat spot where everybody would chill and people would drift up and down this one little corner and we drink and we party and then we cruise back down, right? Chill, whatever. Well, one night I go up on the top on the ridge road. I hit the whole mountain and then I go up on the top of the ridge road. And it had rained like we had rained like the night before. And me being a dumbass didn't think about the fact that like, hey, there's no water on the ground at ground level, but now you're 6,200 feet up. So there's black ice on the road up there still, right? Like it's fucking cold as fuck up there. So I go out and I'm cool, and I hit a spot and I've been driving for 4 or 5 miles and it's super tight and technical or whatever. And I turn around and I'm coming back down, and I'm coming into like it's a not a super tight, but like a pretty tight left-hander. And I go to slow down, and I'm driving my red S13, so no ABS, no traction control, nothing, right? Whatever, welded diff, the whole 9 yards. So I heel toe into second, and I hit the brakes, and it hits this patch of black ice, and it's just pushing. And it's like, and I start pumping it because you can't slam it because it's no ABS, right? It's just going to lock up. So I'm pumping it, it doesn't do anything. I clutch kick it and rip the e-brake and try to like swing it around the corner, and it's not doing anything. It's just pushing straight forward.
Dude.
And I hit a section of wall that's maybe 3 feet across, and by this time I've slowed down to like 20 miles an hour, right? So I hit it, and I hit it with like the front right corner front wheel, right? So I stop and I get out. The car's not super beat, whatever, but when I get out of the car, it's like this three foot section of wall, nothing over here, and like 1,500 feet straight down on either side.
Yeah.
To the next like dip in the valley, right? And I was like, shit. So I back it up, and it's still running, whatever. I back it up, and I'm driving, and I broke a tension rod, so every time I hit the brakes, it'd pull to the right super hard. So I just had to limp it 50 miles back home, right? And the person that was in the car with me tells me the next weekend that a Subaru went off at the same spot where we crashed, and it took them 2.5 hours to climb back up to a road with broken arms and broken legs.
Holy.
Shit.
Yeah. And it just like literally changed my perspective on the whole thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
So it was like a
Drink to that.
yeah. So
yeah.
and I put the car back together, and I did a couple GMR runs, but then after that point, you know, me and Jess got together, and my son came shortly after. I didn't have a Canyon car for a long time, 6 or 7 years. So you know, this second STI is the first time I've really got back into running. But now when I go into it, now I have a son, now I have a wife, and I go into it remembering like, just ease into it, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Just like run the road 1,000,000 times until you can remember every single corner, every single little idiosyncrasy in the road, and where you get bump steer here. If there's a rock in the middle of the road there, it's going to push you this way or that. Because that's the way I used to know GMR, right? If you would catch rocks in the road and be like, if I saw a rock in the road going through the 35th corner, I'd know exactly which way it was going to push the car. Right? But I didn't run the ridge road that much. So I didn't know that road, and I just hit it like I was hitting every other inch of that other. And so it's like, if I had one point of advice for somebody who's almost had a really bad moment and was lucky enough to not, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody, dude. Like this hobby is an individual hobby, in the sense that the minute you get in your car and you get behind the wheel, you are the only person that gets hurt if you fuck up. Yeah, and if you're hanging out with people that run super fast, let them run super fast. It's all good, right? That gives you something to aspire to. That gives you something to get to. But if they're running fast to the point where it's not safe, and they don't
go at your own pace, dude.
Exactly. It's an and it's just, I mean, dude, it's like BMX or surfing or skating or whatever, right? Like you don't get on a skateboard and try to like Timmy, the first time you ever ollied it was your next trick, like 360 flipping off a 10 stair? No. You work up to that shit, right? Like you work up to that kind of stuff. You got to learn your...
like Alex and I've had the conversation. Like
we got into it a little bit, yeah. We got into it. And And
I have more seat time than anybody does in the STI in any of our groups. Like I have a
Yeah.
2015. I've had the thing for 4.5 years. I've had the suspension for 3.5 years. I know the sticky tires. I know that road that we run
yeah,
like the back of my hand. Like I know the potholes. I know this. I know that. I know where to push, not where to push. Like I've been running that road for 8 years now.
right. You're
So like
super comfy.
I know it. And that makes sense. Like I've never heard your story of why you're your way. And like that
Yeah.
I totally understand. Like when you and I had our conversation, like it also brought me back to reality. Like I do have to go home to a family. I have to go home to a wife. I have to go home to a kid. I have to go home to a job that like I provide for this and that.
Yeah,
Like
man.
and like we like to go out and have fun, but at the same time, like Kyle said, run at your own pace.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Run at your own pace. Don't let people push you beyond your limits. And I remember being going out for my first drives with guys that had more experience than I did, and actually friends that we go for drives with. And like I had to learn from them, but at the same time, I also had to slow myself down because I didn't have the skill set, I didn't have the abilities, I didn't know the ins and outs of the road to be able to push myself to that limit. And now that I'm 8 years in this road, 4.5 years in this car, the setup, this and this and that, like I know it like the back of my hand. But like if anybody does listen to this shit, stay in your lane. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
get
for sure.
comfortable. Don't let someone sit here, oh, you're a pussy because you didn't do this, or you didn't do this. You couldn't keep up with this. Well, you don't have the experience. You don't have the ability yet. Doesn't mean you're not going to. Like
Right.
dude, like
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
I
34
completely
going on
agree.
35. Like I still can't drive half the cars that I get to work on to the abilities that they can be pushed to. Like I don't have that experience. I'm not a race car driver. I'm not a this NASCAR driver or a Porsche in and out kind of driver. Like I'm constantly learning shit. I mean, I didn't get into driving in canyons until I was 25, 26, and could actually financially eventually build a Ford, not a Honda, that I didn't think could keep up in a canyon, right? Like I had a Honda Civic Si. Like I never thought that could keep up in a canyon, but like stay in
It
your
can.
lane, like be about your shit.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah. No, I
push
mean, and
push your skill level.
to that point, like, I only modified my STI as fast as I did because I've owned one before, right? Like I had a 15, so like I already knew getting into it. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. I didn't like this. I felt like it, whatever, right? But like if you're even with a fucking WRX, even with the Civic Si, if it's your first quote unquote performance car, like
Chris.
what?
Sorry. Chris.
Bro, there's this fly that's been
Please.
flying around for like 45 fucking minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Ooh. It
You're
was
over
like coming
there.
right on top of the camera. I'm
Mathra,
like,
please
ooh,
come back,
ooh, ooh.
Mathra. Please save us, Mathra.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. No,
Oh my God.
but
Sorry.
if it's your first performance car, if you're 18, 19 years old, you know what I mean, and you bought your first like performance car, just drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it and drive it. Kyle has something to add to the group.
Confession. This is the actual first performance car I have ever built.
That's okay though.
It's the first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
but
yeah.
here's the thing.
I've
Kyle's a
My,
and, and I've done.
this is my first too.
You're
but
my
Kyle, I
You
first.
mean,
got a point.
Oh.
Unlike
ooh.
well, actually, the Subaru was the first car I built. So,
But like to
don't.
Kyle's point, like Kyle, how long were you
In what?
in the Marines? How long were you overseas?
I was in the Marines for 4 years. I did 2 deployments.
Okay, so but I mean, and how old are you now?
33.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you didn't have a ton of time to really be able to do any of that shit anyway, right? And if
I
you,
didn't. I joined. So right out of high school, I started building pools, working construction, and then like basically the '07, '08, or the '07 market crash happened.
yeah, same.
Um, so at that point, I had my wife at the time pregnant. So I was like, well, the military, it's a guaranteed paycheck. Uh, Everybody gets medical, and we're all covered.
Right.
Right. That
Plus,
makes
I get to
sense.
pay. I get money. that'll cover, mama and the future baby,
Yeah,
in
for sure.
bank,
Right,
whatever.
right.
So
Mhm.
I went through the military, became a 3531 in an infantry unit, which is a motor transport operator. Basically, in layman's terms, I drove trucks.
Right.
Um, I did two deployments. One was a Marine expeditionary unit, and then one was a deployment to Afghanistan, um, where I got to see actually my first combat tour. And then I got out, had no idea what I was going to do, and then joined Wyotech uh, to become a technician because I was really interested in working on cars. Um, Started working at Volkswagen uh, in 2012, something like that.
Fuck. It was that long
So
ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's been in for a minute, bro.
Oh my god.
so started working on Volkswagen in 2012. Uh, at the end of the year, it kind of got really, really slow. And since I was the newest hire, when I saw the service manager walk in on a Sunday, I was working Sundays, believe it or not. Uh, I kind of had a feeling that he was gonna let me go,
Yeah,
because the position I was in, I was making uh, more money than your normal line tech or whatever
like
it'd be.
lube tech type shit. Yeah.
Right.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So he pulled me in the office. We had that conversation. I wanted to stay with the company. He referred me to Land Rover. Uh, So I started at Land Rover, and I've been there since late 2012, 2013 timeframe.
With a short gap in between. There's a little. I remember when you dipped out for a minute and came back, but
Right. So
it happens, dude.
yeah, I was working for the company. The company didn't want to, pay me for my time and experience. I dipped out to work for Dodge. Dodge, hired me as a team lead. What do you like, a used car tech, basically.
Which is
I worked
fucking
for there
gravy for
for
all the non-technicians
it's
out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's super.
used cars is where everybody wants to be because
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody knows.
Unless you work at Porsche.
I got a lot
Sorry,
of,
Timmy. Sorry,
you
Timmy.
know, I have bad knees from the Marine Corps, bad back from the Marine Corps, shoulders, etc., whatever, blah blah blah. I mean, I got
Back looked pretty
arthritis
good to me,
already.
BB.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Jiffy
girl.
thick.
yeah. So
Jiffy thick.
it's no big deal to me. Like I powered through the pain. Um,
Yeah,
Dodge
you.
got really slow for used cars, so at that time, Land Rover was looking to, hire what they call, like, they didn't have a level 3 tech. So out of level 4 slash master tech. So I talked to the service manager. She hired me back on, and I've been there ever since. I'm a team lead there. I've been wrenching on Land Rovers ever since, basically. It's all I pretty much know them and VW. So.
If you can work on a fucking Range Rover, dog, you can probably unfuck anything else.
You can, yeah, you
I
can,
mean,
you can,
I
Yeah.
you
seriously,
can unfuck.
no, no offense to the other brands. I think, working on Land Rovers, you're probably top 1%. Land Rover, being a Land Rover tech and having everything to do with bumper to bumper, you're probably the top 1% of technicians between all the brands. It's everybody told me working on Volkswagen was the hardest thing. Going to Volkswagen, or excuse me, going to Land Rover and then working on Volkswagen, Volkswagen is a freaking walk in the park, like no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
Like, I remember working for like, so I if anybody actually listens to this shit. So
Mhm.
my automotive background is I started washing cars at Porsche, worked my way through the dealerships and all that stuff. But I had to do warranty for Porsche and Land Rover because our company has sister stores.
Mhm.
And dude, like Land Rover shit is next level. Like
Yeah.
the complication, the amount of parts, the complexity, the amount of shit you gotta take apart to get to a water pump on half these cars is insane. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, like in the automotive world, like when a water pump pays you like 10 or 12 hours, like
Oh my god.
that's some fucked up shit.
Dude.
That like legitimately,
10
like
Yeah.
or 12.
Yes.
a Porsche water pump will pay you
Yes.
3.5 hours. Like a Land
Yeah.
Rover pays you like 12. Like
What?
it's
Zach,
stupid.
you
Like
Dave-
got water
Dave
pump
McGee
on
was
that
Where do
telling me
they
so-
have that
we
thing?
all,
Up
I'm
to
I'm
the-
exaggerating the 12, but like legitimately, like if you really go look at like what it takes to take a Land Rover apart, like Kyle, like bro, like
Like
and how
everything
you are,
is like is
Where do they put
seriously
that thing?
layered together.
it's
So
layered layers and layers and layers.
for you to take out like a touchscreen on a VW, it's literally the trim, couple bolts, and then the thing comes out. Land Rover is like seriously layered. You got to take the vent out on the left side, take the vent out on the right side, take the center console out, take the intermediate console out, like etc. It's seriously a pain in the butt. It takes a special breed of people to actually work on a Land Rover. It's also extremely rewarding when you figure out a problem or when you fix a customer's concern. Um, so it's I really enjoy working on my VW because it's so easy. It's seriously so easy. I can do a clutch on this thing in an hour and a half, 2 hours easily, and
What the
that's
fuck?
in my garage, like on the
Wait,
ground.
2.5 to 3 hours?
Yeah,
No. He said 1.5, 2
hour and
hours.
a half, 2 hours. That's putting it on jack stands.
From start to finish, like
Removing it start to finish. It's seriously easy.
that's
and,
Honda
and
level quick. That's Honda level quick.
yeah. I
Uh,
mean,
is a Honda even that quick?
Yeah, Honda's that quick.
yeah,
Actually, the
absolutely.
fastest I've ever seen somebody swap a clutch in like an EG hatch, and this is not an exaggeration, from pulling the car in the garage to done is 45 minutes.
But did you believe?
Yeah.
I'll believe you on that. I will believe you on that.
Yeah,
I
they're
didn't realize
they're
Volkswagen.
so simple.
Yeah.
Volkswagens would you would think
Yeah.
would be more like, and it, I mean, again, it's twice the time, but even then, like 45 minutes to swap a clutch is like ridiculously fast. And that's
That's
also
racing.
my
It
homie.
is.
That's my
Yeah.
homie who's been done it. He's swapped clutches more times than I've changed my own oil. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just done it a
Yeah.
million times. So you know, what do you have to pull? What don't you have to pull? What do I really need to worry about? What don't I need to worry about? That kind of like, that experience. Like,
Yeah.
like the 240
But
guys.
you-
The 240 guys
but
will tell you, like, if you drift 240s, right? There's bolts on the top of the transmissions that are like kind of a pain to get to. So you just stop putting those bolts in the transmissions. Like, period. You just don't put it in there anymore. Because if you need to do a
We should-
track side clutch job, it's, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't have to worry about it. I can just jack it up on one side, make it sketchy, and pull it and do a thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, good.
Yeah.
we should do a challenge to see who could swap my clutch the fastest.
Alex,
I'm not
the
doing
wife
that.
has said hi.
Kyle said hi. She said hello.
Hi.
Yeah, that's just Chris's way of trying to honey dick everybody into
Chris,
fucking swap
your
clutch.
transmission is like this, where mine is like this.
It's only 6 inches. It's only 6 inches.
It's only 6 inches. It's only 6 inches. It's
That grows.
Yeah.
and on that 6-inch note, guys. I think that's a good place to stop.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
we would once again we want to welcome Kyle to the show. We appreciate having him here. He's a great addition to the crew. Obviously, he's one of the bros, and we have a good time talking. So until the next time, guys, this has been the Rev Match Podcast. Let's hit everybody with the socials. You can find us at Rev Match Podcast on Instagram. Apparently, you can find us at Rev Match on TikTok. We did a little viral challenge, the Dreams Challenge, Kyle and I, the other day, and Timmy was the cameraman.
Yep.
So you can
That was
catch
great.
that out. That's been trending pretty well, doing a pretty good thing. We
You should
might.
pull that up on the live feed there.
You want me to throw it up real quick before we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alex
Yeah,
got
totally.
gap ties.
Alex outside.
Alex is STI.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to show it. So
It was
bad.
for
I
dramatic. It was
really-
a dramatic reenactment, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I rolled this router really late, so here you go.
They can't hear you because it's showing. I lifted.
I lifted my ass.
It wasn't real.
Like
What you
the greatest part of this video is like I'm sitting at my desk and I was like, "Oh, that's Kyle," and I was like, "Oh, that's Alex," and they just pulled up along the side of the road. I was like, "What the fuck are they doing here?" So I
Yes,
run out there and they're like, "We're just gonna record this video," and they're like, "You can't come out here, can you?" I was like, "Nah, I gotta work. Jose's on vacation," and Mike's like, "Hey, you want to go out there and do that?" I'm like, "The Bucks are gonna
I remember that shit was so funny.
Lunchtime.
Man.
It was lunchtime. We're fine. We're fine.
one thing Alex should have done was be like, I almost had you.
You never had me.
Yeah.
You never had your car.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can find us at Rev Match Podcast on Instagram. You can find us at Rev Match on YouTube. You can find us at Rev Match on TikTok. And I'm at night.sti on Instagram. Chris, hit him with the socials real quick.
Cupcake CUPCV as in Victor KE_.
Timmy,
PIMMAYYY916.
Kyle.
Happy birthday.
I think I'm dysfunctional MK7s though, or Mark 7.
It's
Underscore.
MK7. I remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How,
It's-
how do you spell it?
It's
how do you
so
spell it?
he spells it dumb. Let me find it.
DYSFNL
DYSFNL_MK7.
Thank you. I don't remember that shit.
You can find me on IG at Red Wheeled STI.
Awesome. Thank you guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate you listening as always. And until the next one,
Absolutely.
you guys have a great evening and
rev
peace
that
out.
shit.
Rev the shit out of that shit.
Get out of it.
Peace.